right, guys, welcome to the Kia of Gadsden Rainbow City, Coach Ali Smith Show. Film from his office. Gadsden City's got homecoming this week, so there's a lot going on. So we're going to film it on location in his office, but we will be back at the Kia store next week. Coach Smith, you guys are coming off a huge 17-9 victory against your rival Oxford, man. That's a huge win for your program going forward, and that series apparently coming in was tied 8-8, so you regained the lead in the series, man. Talk to us about that game last week and your game plan going into it.
Man, it was a good win for our kids, for our community, a lot of our school guys and people, old teachers here. You know, they were very aware of the record of that series there. So, man, we were excited to get that victory, and, man, excited for the kids. The kids did a good job, had some guys out, and other guys stepped up and played big roles for us. So, man, we was excited about that.
All right. And another thing about that game was on statewide TV, so that was just extra exposure for your program. And I'm sure a lot of other teams were watching and probably was like, wow, that Gadsden City team looks really good. Talk to us about that part of it, you know, being on statewide TV.
Man, we were excited that that they thought enough of us to ask us and give us a call this past summer and offer us the opportunity to be on there. And, man, it was a great deal for our kids, for our football, our dang on band, our cheerleaders, for our school in general, to see the nice stadium and the facilities we have here. And, man, we felt like it was a win for everybody.
All right. This week, like we mentioned earlier, you got homecoming this week. A lot of distractions going on, but you still got a football game to play on Friday. Back in the region play with Tuscaloosa County. Tuscaloosa County, they've had a rough year, but they're one of those teams. Tuscaloosa County has always been a tough team. I know as far back as the 90s. So you can't really look at their record and judge how good they are by their record. So talk to us about what you've seen from them on film this week.
Well, I can attest that they're not a bad football team. I assure you they're not. Yeah. They've done some really good things, and then they just hadn't had any luck. And hopefully the luck don't start with us. But I tell you this, they're not a bad football team. Mm-hmm. No one in this region is a bad. They're very well coached. Yeah. A lot of big players, a lot of athletic players, and they do a lot of good things. What we got to do is maintain and be a better football team than we were last week. And we're excited we'll get a few guys back defensively and offensively. And, you know, we hadn't had our whole team together since week 1. So we're excited about that.
All right. So you going to have everybody back this week?
Well, we really feel like we will. And now 1 or 2 will be a game time decision, but we think that we'll have everyone back this week.
Man, that's gonna be a huge for you guys to have everybody back full strength. But yeah, like I said, last week you guys had that huge win against Oxford, and I know from a momentum standpoint that's got to be huge going forward into this last stretch of those region games. What message did you give the guys this week going into this last stretch of games to end the season?
You know, to talk about, you know, your last question about homecoming, mm-hmm. You know, we tried to relate to our kids on Sunday that, you know, you guys got to decide if you want to be football players or you want to be part of the homecoming. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we want to support that, and we definitely do, because we're school people first and foremost, right. But we also understand that Friday night is our test. Mm-hmm. And nobody's going to care what you done in the week. If you worked on the floor or didn't work on the floor, they want the outcome on Friday night. Yeah. And that's one of the messages we've been sending our guys, and then our kids know. We went to Tuscaloosa last year, and everybody thought that we should have won that ball game, and we let that one get away. And so our kids understand that you can't take a week off. We got to be prepared to play at our highest level this week.
Yeah. Like I said, you know, you got this last stretch of region games, and you guys are definitely in the playoff hunt in Region 3. I know you don't want to look too far ahead, but have you talked to the guys about that? Hey, we got to focus on these last 4 games. We got to play to the highest level if we want to take that next step into the playoffs.
Well, our kids understand that it's week by week, it's day by day. It's hour by hour, minute by minute, second by second, and we want to control. We are controlling our own destiny, and so right now we need to focus on Tuscaloosa County, and then we need to focus on the next opponent, then the next. We just want to win today. You know,
That's
we want to win it at that moment. And so we understand what's out there in front of us. We control our own destiny at this point. We don't have it in anybody else's hands but ours. So they have to make the sacrifices, the discipline to be a playoff team and a champion if that's what they want to be.
All right. Well, Coach, before we wrap up, is there anything you want to say before we shut it down?
No, just appreciate you guys, and hey, look forward to being able to get back out this Friday night and compete.
All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. We'll be back on location at the Kia store of Gadsden and Rainbow City. And before we go out, go Titans.
Hold tight.